was my pregnancies in my early 30s that triggered a new eating disorder. This is my raw and very honest account of my experience and how that spiraled out of control to a new, very insidious eating disorder. Obviously, this video comes with a trigger warning because I am going to be talking about eating disorders. If you feel like this video isn't for you, then please do click over onto another video on my channel. I'm Lara, the food freedom psychologist, and I can help you create a healthy and happy relationship with food without guilt or stress eating. I hope you are enjoying my videos and getting so much value from them. If you are, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified so that you know every single time I post a new video. Side note here, if you are feeling overwhelmed and out of control around food, then sign up to my free Food Freedom Masterclass. The details are below and it looks like this. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that in my early 20s I suffered with bulimia. You can watch this video here if you want to find out a bit more about my recovery story. And I really did think that I was recovered from my eating disorder, but getting pregnant spiraled me into another one. And this is my story about that. So after my pregnancies, I was definitely looking to lose some of my baby weight, but because of my history of eating disorders, I decided that I didn't want to go on any kind of restrictive diet because that's definitely what had triggered my bulimia in the first place. So this time I decided that instead of focusing on weight loss, what I was going to do is focus on getting healthy. But over time, this resulted in me giving up so many foods. I was following so many influencers that were saying things like, you need to cut this food for your health and that food for your health. I had cut gluten, I had cut dairy, I had cut soy, all in the name of health. I was basically trying to follow a clean eating regime, avoiding all toxins, and was trying to be really virtuous. And over time, this is what spiraled me into orthorexia. And I talk more about my recovery story in this video here if you want to take a look at it. Healthy eating ended up becoming a very unhealthy obsession and negatively impacted my mental health and well-being. Thing was, it was very alluring to bounce back and reclaim my pre-pregnancy weight. People congratulated me on my dedication to health, on my amazing eating habits. They said they could never be as disciplined as I was. Thankfully now I have found food freedom. Looking back, these are the things that I learned. Number one, I was probably never fully in recovery from my eating disorder. I think I was probably in quasi-recovery. During those years post-pregnancy, my eating disorder voice was still very loud. And although I definitely wasn't engaging in any bulimic behaviors, I still had a lot of rules and restrictions around food. And my post-pregnancy relapse was probably inevitable given how triggering I found all the changes in my body during my pregnancies. And really it showed me that I was way off full recovery. The second thing I've learned is that pregnancy weigh-ins can be really triggering. My body changed so much and in different ways for the different pregnancies. And for someone who's had body image issues, this is really hard. Throughout every pregnancy, I had to step on the scales every time I saw the consultant or the midwife, and I agonized over those numbers creeping up. I panicked when I realized that I was gaining more weight than was quote unquote normal, and especially when I was told about the dangers of excessive weight gain. There is so much focus on weight during pregnancy. It actually never really crossed my mind to tell the midwives about my eating disorder history. I didn't realize I had the right to ask for a blind weight. That's when they weigh you, but they don't actually tell you the number. And you can also refuse to being weighed altogether. Again, I didn't know that. I also wish that I'd known, or that someone had told me that number, that bit of data, is such a tiny data point. I also wish that I had thought about maybe working with a body image therapist. Needless to say, that intense focus on weight during pregnancies was not helpful. And now I realise that there is no one size fits all, that all pregnancies and body changes are completely different, and that's okay. The third thing I realised is that this bounce back culture is so harmful. Actually, this makes me super angry. As new mums, we have way more to worry about than simply getting our bodies back. And you hear people say things like,
9 months up, 9 months down. Don't worry, you'll bounce back and be normal again.
And then you hear stories about,
oh, my friend Jane was in her pre-pregnancy jeans 6 months after giving birth.
This culture's so harmful, and I felt this enormous pressure to start exercising as soon as I possibly could so that I could get back in shape. People talk about getting your body back, but at the end of the day, you still have your body. It's just that you've created and grown a baby inside of it. We marvel and fawn over pregnancy tummies, but as soon as you've given birth, it's considered disgusting. Diet culture is so alive and so strong in those post-birth days, essentially telling women that their shape and appearance is so much more important than their mental health and well-being. And we see it in headlines in newspapers. Celebrities who are back in their bikini bodies like 4 weeks after giving birth. It's no wonder that women feel this pressure. Number 4 is that there really is a fine line between a health kick and disordered eating. Further I leave that disordered relationship with food behind, and the more entrenched I am in food freedom, the more I realise that so many diets and healthy eating plans are just disordered eating in disguise. Of course, it's really important to eat a nutrient-rich diet. I'm definitely not disputing that. But when you are constantly restricting and denying, then your health drive can easily turn into an obsession. So those are the things I've learned, and that's how pregnancies spiraled me into a new eating disorder. Drop me a message in the comments if any of this resonates, or if you want to message me directly, feel free to do that as well. As always, I have added some links and resources for you to explore below. And if you're someone that feels out of control around food and wants to explore what food freedom is, then you can sign up to my free Food Freedom Masterclass. The details are below and it looks like this. And check out these videos next for more health, food freedom and mindset tips. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And if you know anyone who might benefit from hearing what I've talked about in this video, please do share it with your friends. Bye for now.